A promise must be kept. Here's one for you. ATS 59G 70s USSR. Medium tracked high-speed artillery tractor. Purpose: towing trailers, transportation of people, cargo on all kinds of roads and off-road. We'll check it out now. Let's get some gas. Well, you already know about the weather, right?
Ну, про погоду вы уже поняли, да?
I'm blessed with bad weather.
Погодой.
Historical background. It was produced from 1953 to 88th year. It was created on the basis of an older model ATS 59. The old model differed by a smaller cabin, similar to GAZ 51 and a couple of other nuances. That's all for now. The only thing I would like to note is that the ATS was produced at the Kurgan plant. It was developed by CHTS designers, but then the production was transferred to Bratskaya Polya. The construction is simple. A box welded frame, a kind of a huge trough with bulkheads, not airtight. And in this trough, everything you need is installed. Let's say, for example, the engine. It's right in the middle. Reliable V2 type motor, tank-like but defortified to increase motor life. Volume about 40 liters, V12, 4-stroke water-cooled with direct fuel injection. Power at 1,700 revolutions per minute, 300 limited horses.
В минуту 300 ограниченных лошадей.
There's a cargo area in the back.
Площадка.
Ideally, 12 to 14 people could be seated here or a load of cargo could be loaded.
Грузить груза.
Originally, a tent, but we don't have one.
Но у нас его нет.
The fuel tanks are located here in pairs in the engine panel.
И моторный щит.
We're slowly moving on. To the running gear. Suspension. The running gear is torsion. Front and rear shock absorbers are installed. The concept of the running gear is simple. A large number of support rollers, 5 on each side, and they are relatively small in diameter, creating a relatively uniform load along the length of the track. And acceptable pressure on the ground, and this provided smooth movement at high speeds. More on the technical side, variable gearbox is located between the engine and the axle under the cab floor. As you understand, the drive is front-wheel drive.
Привод передний.
Six-seat cabin.
Кабина.
It's a sort of wardroom.
Баня.
Our GTS, of course, has gotten a bit old, but the atmosphere is still there. It's like a Soviet starship.
Долет.
Man, you can walk in here.
Можно.
So, what do we have here?
Имеем.
Behind the bulkhead is the main tank.
Основной бак.
The ventilation system, by the way, is sealed in case of a nuclear threat.
Угрозы.
It's a weird feeling like it's a tank and not a tank, a tractor and not a tractor. It's a very special vehicle.
Средства.
The pedal clutch pedal,
Сцепление.
the throttle. Yeah, very reminiscent of a tractor. The hatch opens frontally.
Лобовой.
Everything opens on the sides too. Curtains
И чтобы
for a cozy nap.
спать.
Seats on the sides. Well, of course, a little bit. There's a bit of a loss. There's an oxygen tank in the back, which helps to start the engine. That is, initially the engine is started with the help of the starter and the gas helps it.
Стартера и помогает ему газ.
There is a double possibility to start the engine both from the starter and from gas. But it is better to combine because, after all, tired. And when the car has warmed up, you can start it directly.
Можно уже запускать непосредственно.
With the starter. So what else do we have here? It's written everywhere what to do, you know.
Понимаете, каждая
Every little knob is labeled. Winch control. Oh, I forgot to tell you, there's a winch at the back. It adds a lot of weight to the vehicle. There are also versions without a winch. It's also powered directly from the engine through the PTO. It's at the back. Activating the washer. Supplying water to the windows. Windshield wipers. Everything is cool like a foreign car. Gear shift.
передач.
Glove compartment. Gauges. Speedometer. Oil temperature, water temperature.
Воды.
Okay, left-right turn signal.
Право.
Heater, heated windows.
Гриф стекол.
Right center. Fans, but
Ну,
fans are gone. Starter. Caution. Keep starter button on for no more than 5 seconds.
секунд.
Pump. Well, like in a tank, first the pump, then the starter.
Потом стартер.
Pump! Let's get the pressure up to 4 atmospheres. And press the starter. Headlamp.
Двигатель.
Everything at your fingertips.
Лобовое стекло.
By the way, the windshield is heated, the filament is in a sealed, so to speak, casing,
Нам, так сказать, кожухи.
but it is so sealed that for some reason there, butterflies, moths, and flies have died in there. In principle, everything is clear. The shield is really very reminiscent of a tank. Well, and it's GHTZ. What do you want from development? Well, it's time to start. This is going to be probably the most ruinous story in my history. 90 gallons of diesel, 60 gallons of oil. How is it? Just the way we like it. If you don't feed it, you can't go. Here, if it weren't for Seryoga, I would love this technique alone. It's oil. Oil for a refill. So without being intrusive, 20 liters of oil for a refill. All right, let's go. Fill up. Nasty stuff. How do you drivers drink diesel? No luck? It's not bad at all. You're more comfortable, you've got big cheeks. And mine? Well, that's easy. Don't spit. Swallow. Oh, that's it. Okay, oxygen's on. Come on, here, I'll pump it up.
Сейчас подкачаю.
Wait, back up. That's it. It's like a tank. Pressure's up to 4 or 5, then the starter. And we helped with a little bit of oxygen. Well, while it's cold, it feels like a tank with a windshield. You can feel those 14 tons crawling across a spring field. You could probably go faster than that. Now ask about consumption. It's not measured in kilometers. It's only measured by hours on the engine. But on average, at a speed of 40 kilometers per hour, 100 kilometers, 156 liters. And so roughly up to 40 kilometers an hour. $40 liters an hour. I told you guys, give me the money. Well, that's damn brilliant. The principle of turning is very simple. First, you pull it towards you, and the frictions are released in order to turn faster. You have to pull the lever all the way out, and that's when the belt shrinks. And that's it. It's just like driving a tractor. The only thing is you can't see shit, honestly. 40 centimeters of ground clearance, that's not bad. But at heavyweight, ATS cuts the sour ground like an icebreaker. But the 6-meter box is simple enough in management, and in the hands of a specialist, it's so light. The ATS is the king of off-roading. In its time, the best all-terrain vehicle of this class in the world. 5-speed, 3-shaft, tractor-type gearbox with no synchronizers. But the gears have been selected so you can engage them without double clutching. Metal can take anything. There are 5 speeds. The maximum on the ground is 25 kilometers per hour. And I'm thrilled. The ATS Army nicknamed it the Trunk. The car is very stable on slopes and doesn't tip over until the last one. It can pull up to 8 tons of cargo, forced forward more than a meter. The complete tractor has an air cleaner, which allows you to work in the hottest and dusty corners of the USSR. There was a nozzle fluid heater, and this is a guarantee of starting the engine at -50. Fixed tapes, everything like in the States. You say B34, only much lighter and more comfortable. Right. Left. There's an automatic brake band gap adjustment mechanism, which reduced the chance of overheating and made replacement easier. Why did the Army abandon this kind of technology? Strategy changed. Self-propelled vehicles came, tactics changed, a promising number of ATCs went to the people. To the oil industry, to geologists. Abroad, the 59th is still valued. Somewhere it is in service. You can ironize as much as you want, but in the hands of a good owner, even the worst machine will be the best in the world. But here the tired machine shows its reliability and power, unbreakable. ATS 59's margin of accuracy is truly boundless. Comrades, this is probably the most expensive in my life test drive, but also the most awesome. I can't think of any other words, because dinosaurs in the wild is an unparalleled thrill. Bye.